I was born here in Milnerton, but we moved to Joburg in 1999. So I actually technically grew up in Joburg, came back when I was 21 to Cape Town on my own. There's no place like Cape Town. It was always home. It's where my whole family are from. This is the yard Bible. All things horse, racehorse goes in here. Medication, whatever's going on. Nom's Bible, personal Bible. So this is how I keep my personal life and everything sorted and organized. That's my grandfather. Yeah, shame he gave that to me on my 21st birthday. When I came down with my dad's horses, we opened up the satellite yard here. So it's very special. So this is Dennis, the manager. He's worked for our family for 28 years.
28 years.
Yeah. So we're very, very lucky to have Dennis here in Cape Town with us. Dennis sorts all the feed out. He also stays on site, so he's a night watchman. Dennis has worked for our family since I was 2 years old, so I have all faith in Dennis. Then my dad, he's my assistant, and he helps me out with all the things when he needs to fill in, which is I'm very lucky. And then myself, I do a lot of the admin. I like to keep on top of the business side of things and running everything so that I know exactly what's going on where. You know, Wednesday is a bit of a slower day, so they just go for Kansas 600. We sprint up on Tuesday, so I want to see that they're feeling good the next day after sprint up. You can always see when you're looking in the ring here, you know, you watch a horse every single day of its life. You can see when they're a little bit down or there's just a vibe about them that's not their usual selves. Goodman, you can take her for a trot too. Trot to the bottom and walk back, okay? I'm definitely a sucker for detail. My dad's racing colours were blue and gold. My mum's racing silks were blue and gold. The other day I was showing my mum a couple of designs for new quarter sheets. I did a baby blue and gold and she wasn't impressed. So I think we keep to our royal blue and gold. It's very striking, and yeah, we can see anywhere where our horses are. Got a horse that's grabbing the side of the bit. It can be just a bit of a vice, so I want to put him into a Waterford, which is it's got bubbles on it. It's a very soft bit because he's got a really soft mouth, so it's quite a nice bit for horses that do that. If you don't want to go too hard in their mouth. So I'm going to put him in that, and then this is an anatomical bridle, so it goes away from all the facial nerves. So we'll try him in this as well. And just hopefully he's a little bit more comfortable in his head. I actually used to use this bit on my own horse because he did the same thing, my show jumper. So it plays a huge role, and just understanding the horse and what works. Every horse is so different and every horse has a different key, and I think that's what we're all aiming to try and achieve. So yeah, I'm very lucky to have had that background. I rode from the time I could walk, my mom stuck me on a horse. Miss Libby, you can take that bridle off. We're going to try this on him today, okay? Hey, Mojo. He's got a ginormous head. So you'll see then if the bridle fits like that, so it runs away from these facial nerves here. And it's super padded up at the pole. So yeah, it's just a really nice, comfortable bridle for them. I love these bridles. Perfect. So this is the Bible for the runnings of the yard. It's the farrier list, our strings, which obviously gets moved around, what's going on in the day, and that's runners. So we're just going to go and check Champanel, and yeah, that's just how we list everything. So they're both over here, actually next to each other. Hi Champs! Was he fresh this morning, Linda?
No.
Hey Champies! Oh, little puppy. Hey. Very, very hairy boy, but I didn't want to take his coat off. Champanel. Champy! So I usually chat to them during the week before. They get a owner's report and then usually a WhatsApp call or message. And yeah, all systems go. He's owned by Hollywood, so Anthony always checks in with me during the week. And this is actually my own horse, so I don't need to do anything. Hello, Isks. Hello, my boy. Hello, my boy. Hello, my boy. So he's unfortunately had a hairline fracture that we picked up on his pastern, and he's just had an operation. So he's been on box rest now for 4 weeks. He's got another 2 weeks and then he can start walking. Hey, shame, he's super bored. Just so happy that he's home and he's well. We changed the bandage 2 days ago, so he'll be in this until Friday, and then the bandage can come off, which is great, but it's looking really good underneath. So super grateful to the surgeons out at Vetscape for all of that. And I think he's just really happy to be home here, out of hospital. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into horses that you don't see on the racetrack or on the cameras. I've waited for 2.5 years to win a feature race. So I think I've had so many seconds and it's been so frustrating, but it was all worth the wait, winning it on such a day and occasion. It really all came together so beautifully for people that have been such massive supporters of me from the beginning. So I couldn't have written it better, and yeah, it was worth the wait. Morning. Yes, I always go and greet my grooms and give them their lunch money and make sure the horses have travelled all right. Just check through them and yeah, then walk up, get the saddle and saddle up. If you've got a light jockey on, you've got to put on the lead in the saddle and a lead bag. So for me, who's riding Mona Shada now, is a very, very light guy. He's a lightweight jockey in Cape Town, but Mona Shada's carrying 60. So there's about, I'd say about at least 8 or 9 kilograms here in his lead bag that we've got to put on Mona Shada's back now. We're putting on the lead bag now and the number cloth. Number cloth, we've all got trackers in as well in the horses. And got a neck strap on as well. Yeah, then this is the girth. What hole are you on, Simon?
No one.
All right, at the top. Okay, you don't want this too tight. I'm gonna go up one more, yeah. Okay, yeah, perfect. So you obviously don't want it too loose or too tight because the saddle can slip. And then this is the single just to give it extra.
Ready?
Yeah. Reinforcement. No keeper. So same sort of thing, you don't want it too tight, but you don't want it too loose either. They're not all as easy as this to saddle. Good girl. Hey, sweetheart. But she's an old girl, so she knows her job. So horses actually don't usually race with, they're not allowed to race with overreach spurs, but she, not her last start, the start before, she overreached really badly. So we put them on for her just to canter down to the start and then take them off before she goes into the starting stalls. Just to safeguard her from doing that again, because that messed up her whole race. She was really sore after that. Bridle's all neat, sorted. Okay, she can go out. It didn't look too great coming from off him in that race. What did you think?
I actually want to sit a little bit closer.
Yeah.
It's the same field and I don't want to be...
We can't be, last. But she did run on so nicely through them like that.
I don't want to come from too far off them
To make it up. Leave it up to you.
I'm trying to go forward her, but it's so slippery around the turn. She just couldn't. She was trying to go forward, but she just couldn't.
We should have just tucked her in.
Tucked it behind, yeah.
We mustn't change our plan again like that.
Yes. Because that's why I ended up going.
Is she okay?
She's good, but it was slippery. That's why I had to pull her up early there. It's so
shame.
soft. So we just need to be careful for the rest of the day. She actually didn't like it.
No, she hated it.
Every time she tries to go forward, she slips. And she has to get her momentum again. Yeah. All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks. It's really frustrating, because we had a plan, and when they get caught 3 wide like that, it buggers your whole race. You want to just stop and start again. I could see already at the 1200 we were in big trouble. Anyway, let's just go check out the back now and see if she's all okay. So she doesn't have any overreaches, which is the most important thing. That's what I was worried about, because that track's really wet, 3 wide, and she was like slipping, like Pumi said, slipping around.
I'm Leanne Drew, and I own a share in Cafe Culture, who's in training with Lucinda Woodruff, in partnership with my husband James and a good friend of ours, Michael Fullard. So we've known Lucinda since as she's grown up. She always laughs about me being her Cape Town mom. So yeah, we've been very good friends, and when she moved to Cape Town, that's probably where we became the closest. Cafe Culture actually went through the ring unsold at 50 grand. There was no bid. And Lucinda's dad said, that's going to be a nice horse. You may not sell that one, just keep that one. That one, you have to get involved in that horse. And he came into the yard as the sweetest, cutest little horse. He's now a little bit more full of nonsense, but yeah. He's the kind of horse, he looked good right in the beginning, and then he went through a real growth phase and kind of slowed down, and we sort of were a little bit unsure as to what was going on. Lucinda gave him time, and that's one thing the Woodruffs have always been very good at. They're not in a hurry. She gave him time. She gave him time to let his body catch up with the rest of him, and he suddenly just took off and has won a whole heap of races all in a row.
I've known James and Mike and Leanne I can remember when there's pictures of us leading in grade 1 winners with them when I'm 9 years old. They were really good friends with my grandfather, my dad. They've had so much success over the years with the Woodruff Yard and the Millards. And they've really become very good family friends of mine. They've been so good to me since I moved to Cape Town. I'm very close with Leanne, especially with riding. And yeah, they've always supported me, and they're the type of people, if it wasn't for them, I don't think I'd be here today, because I had that continual support over each year in and out. And we've actually had a lot of success together. If you think about the numbers and the stock that we've got in, a lot of them have been homebreds but have gone on to win a lot of races. I think the inception of that plan for Durban would have been his 3 in a row at Durbanville around the turn. He was just exceptionally, he just showed a completely different horse to what I'd ever thought.
Lucinda laughed at me because about a month and a half before, as we were going into this planning, Richard got off that horse here and said to us, this horse is perfect for Greyville, you have to take him. And I said to her about a month and a half before, can I be nervous for a race that's already on July Day?
He ran in the winter sprint and he got terribly taken out. JP had to stand up in the stirrups for 5 strides, and then he still came back at them, which is incredible. And that's when I thought, okay, I'm not running this horse up the straight again. I'm going to put him in an A stakes for preparation for Durban. Richard rode him that day and he won phenomenally.
It's amazing when a whole plan comes together like that. I screamed the entire place down. I think the neighbours thought I was being attacked.
Cafe Culture over the last 100, and Cafe Culture has gone clear by 2 or 3 over the last 100, and Cafe Culture's going to win it.
When your horse wins, you cannot describe that feeling. It doesn't matter whether it's the horses winning the Durban July or whether they're winning that small race. It's that entire feeling of excitement and joy.
I was quite relaxed, funny enough. Everyone kept asking me, why are you so relaxed, like I thought you would be. But Cafe Culture, because he was obviously running first time under the lights, new province, and the opposite way around. He'd never run on that bend before. But he's such an incredibly intelligent horse. He never ever works himself up. On race day, he goes into like race mode. He's got the best big match temperament I've ever worked with a horse. In fact, I've actually yet to work with a horse like him. That just goes completely quiet. So he got to Greyville and he literally stood at the top and he pricked his ears and he just looked into the crowd and tilted his head, and it was quite beautiful to see because he just took it all in, but didn't sweat up, didn't jitter, nothing. And I think once I saw him do that, I thought, okay, everything's fine. There's nothing to be nervous about, you know. What happens, happens. He gets a little bit restless in the gates. He doesn't like mess around, but he nudges the gates open, and we were quite worried because he was drawn 1, he had to go in first. We were a little bit worried, but thankfully we had the brilliant Richard on him because he got off him, he settled him while they waited to load the rest of the field. I think my next immediate goal is to win a grade 1. That's my big aim. I've got really nice now 3-year-olds. To win one with them, it would just be incredible. Yes, that's definitely my immediate goal. I want to win at Guineas and a King's Plate and a Met and a July. You know, those are the sort of races that you dream of winning when you take out your license. So yeah, we'll just keep edging towards that. I think authenticity is everything, and if you just your authentic self, you naturally will attract the right type of people. Yeah, that's I think my biggest thing is just be authentic and be who you are, and the right people will come your way. Thanks for joining me for the day, to see all the aspects of my life and what goes into training racehorses. It's not always what you see on the track, but there's so much more behind the scenes, and I hope you enjoyed it.